Matches Balone. Hey guys, Matches Balone here, bringing you guys another DC Toy Box TV review. Today we're going to be looking at the Pop Heroes Batman v Superman, Aquaman. Okay, so like always guys, before we get into the actual figure review, I do want to go over the box. Here we have the packaging. This is a standard Pop Heroes box where you see an open window, and you do get to see a glimpse of the figure inside. Here in the corner, we do get a cartoony image of the same figure. Right across the bottom, we do get to read Aquaman. Up top, we do get Pop Heroes, Batman v Superman, and the number 87. Aquaman is the 87th figure of the overall Pop Heroes toy line. On the side, continuing with that open window, we do get to see a side view of the figure. Pop Heroes logo, Aquaman across. We get the number 87, and we get the top of that cartoony image. On the other side, we do get the entire cartoony image of the figure, the Pop Heroes logo, Aquaman, number 87, and right in the corner we do get a DC Comics logo. Then finally in the back, we do once again see that cartoony image. We get the Pop Heroes logo, we get the Batman v Superman, the number 87, Aquaman, and the rest of the Batman v Superman pop figures in this toy line. Then across the bottom, we do read DC Comics logo, Batman v Superman logo, the Warner Brothers logo, and the Funko Pop logo. And yeah, that's pretty much all for packaging, so I'm going to get him out of the box, and then we can check him out. Okay, guys, here we have Aquaman out of his box. Before we get into it, I do want to talk about some gripes. These are new figures, they're coming out of the box, but for whatever reason, he seems to have scuffs on his face. I don't think the camera really picks it up, but there seems to be some type of like blue paint right here around his eye. And he also has some type of brown smudge right here. I am a little disappointed in that. I don't know if they'd be dirty or not, but, like I said, these are new toys coming out of their box for the first time. So I am just a little ticked off of that. You also see a little bit of paint mishap right here on his eyebrow. It seems like they were trying to darken in it, but they just put a brown dot there. So that is disappointing. And I do see, again, a paint mishap right here where the gold and the pants, or go into the pants, right? So that is very unfortunate for me. I don't seem to notice anything else on this guy. I don't think that's going to be across all of the figures for the Aquaman. These are mass produced. I'm sure that not all of them are going to be perfectly painted, and it's just, look of the draw. And unfortunately, I got a bad Aquaman. But something I do have to point out, so that's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, I mean, he looks nice. This is the, that again, that kind of like stylish form of the Pop Heroes, where it's the small body and the big head. So I think it translates really well into Aquaman. It definitely looks like, very similar to the Jason Momoa Aquaman that we're gonna see in Batman v Superman. So I think that's nice. If you guys remember the image that we saw where it's Jason Momoa, we do kind of tell that there are some tattoos around him, and I like that Funko went in and added tattoos on this little guy. I know these kind of pop heroes are supposed to be kind of like cute versions of the characters, so I do like that they put in these like little cartoony tattoos. You can even see right there on his arm, so I think that's definitely a nice touch. His pants, they're very textured, so I like that. I've just been really impressed with all the details these little guys have been having. I like all these like little sculpted straps and kind of like this like side pouch he has right here across his leg. Right down to the boot, you can see more of these kind of like sculptings. I'm pretty sure this is going to be some type of like armored boot, so I really like that. You can see it again right here on his like gauntlet. And the figure just looks really nice overall, right? You see again the straps. I really like how they're even putting in kind of like the belt loops for from the pants. That looks really cool. So this is pretty much the first time we're seeing the full body Jason Momoa Aquaman. And what I really noticed is that his boots have these like little fins. They're kind of hard to, because they're so small. But right there, I think you see these like little fins on his boot. And so far, the other figures, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they seem very screen accurate to what we've seen on the trailers. So I'm sure that Aquaman is screen accurate as well. And I think that's just a really interesting choice. This is, like I said, this is pretty much the first time we're seeing a full body Aquaman. So definitely like it. You could see he does have his kind of like his shoulder pad right there. It is unfortunately covered by his big head and his hair that's flowing around him. But it is nicely detailed. Right here, I'll show you that the only articulation these guys have is that he can rotate his head. So right there, you do see that his hair kind of bumps into his arm, so it does want to stop, but just was a little bit forced. You should rotate it all the way around, so you don't have to worry about that. There's enough room between his trident and his hair that that's not going to hinder it. But yeah, I really like that they did give us a trident with Aquaman. Again, it shows up in image, so it's really nice that we have it in this figure. This is sculpted to his hand, so you can't remove it. But you could see that it is bending just a little bit right here on the side, Nothing major. I'm sure that if you just put him there next to your other pop collection, you're not really gonna notice it. But again, something to point out. This is very this trident. I like that we have it, but it's a different color. I like the colors we've been seeing on the figure so far, but this is more of the color that we saw on the Wonder Woman, like her tiara and her gauntlets. I believe this is more of that type of gold. So it is different from the other gold that you see here. I do like the colors of Aquaman. They're very bright. They really pop out at you. So I like the green, the brown, and the gold. Definitely looks nice. I like here the beard. I like that they went in and they kind of sculpted in these lines to again show that this is all hair. And then same thing with the head. You can see all these kind of wrinkles and ridges and lines that it just looked like natural flowing hair coming down from his head. As you can see, they did put in these kind of like blonde highlights, right? That's supposedly what the Aquaman is going to be. He's going to have basically brunette hair, but with blonde highlights. So I gotta say, it does look a little weird because it does look like they just painted on just yellow lines. I gotta say, this one looks like the weirdest one. But I mean, for the price, I think it's fine. It's not gonna be something major. Most of the time, you're gonna look at him straightforward, so you're not even gonna really notice it. But yeah, he just looks good overall. So far, only Wonder Woman and Aquaman, right, have these eyebrows. Everyone else doesn't have eyebrows, so I think that's really funny. But I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I don't know if this is some type of tattoo or what, but I like that they put it there. And again, we see kind of like this cut between his eyebrow, similar to what we've seen on Jason Momoa in that image. And of course, they have these signature kind of gumball eyes and a very tiny nose right here. And right here, I'm assuming this is where his mouth would be. So I definitely like it. This Aquaman looks to have a lot of character. Definitely recommend it to all you Aquaman fans out there, all you DC Comics fans, or just, Batman v Superman fans in general. If you guys are excited for the movie, I think this is a really great collectible and a really great toy for you guys to go out and buy. He just looks really, really good. But yeah, for a bit of a comparison, I do have the Wonder Woman Pop Heroes Batman v Superman. And I have the Pop Heroes Batman v Superman. So I know my camera is at a weird angle, so you can't see a front view of them, but they are in scale. Aquaman and Wonder Woman seem to be about the same height. And Superman is taller, but it's because he is elevated off the ground. He is in kind of like a flight position, so he has a flight stand that just makes him overall taller. But to kind of give you guys a front view of these guys, here we have Aquaman and here we have Wonder Woman. So you can definitely see they do fall in line with one another. They do look good next to each other. So if you're gonna buy multiple of these, I think they'll look good. And again, same with Superman. Here we have kind of a front view of Aquaman and Superman. Definitely look good. But yeah, for comparison, once again, we do have the Batman v Superman Pop Heroes Batman. And you know, Aquaman seems to be taller than Batman, just a tad bit. He seems to be just about the same height of his ears, so it looks like, you know, he might be a little bit taller than Batman. But again, they fall into scale with one another. They look good. Uh, but here is the front view of these figures. You know, again, they look really nice next to one another. You can see the difference between a black and a white eye. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on this little guy. You know, there's nothing much more I can say. These are, you know, I always tell people these are kind of like little statues that you buy, and you just put them on your desk, and they make the desk look nice. You know, so. But like always, guys, comment down below. Tell me any of your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. You know, are you guys a huge pop collector and you guys already have him in your collection? Or you've never jumped on pops and this is going to be your first figure? Whatever your thoughts may be, comment down below. Like the video, you guys like it, dislike it if you didn't, and subscribe and look forward to more videos. Thanks. Laters.